Hello and welcome to Sports Stash, where you can stay up to date with the latest updates in sports. The best of the best versus the best of the best. At their most fervent, the fans. The stakes are at an all-time high. There have been a slew of iconic, classic NBA Finals moments that have ended seasons. The NBA, National Basketball Association, is the world's most prestigious professional basketball league. The 30-team league, which was formed in 1946, has seen thousands of remarkable moments and top-notch athletic achievements over the years. Here are some of the greatest NBA Finals games ever played. We have exclusive content for you, so don't forget to subscribe to the Sports Stash for more updated and entertaining videos. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us. Now, let's start with the 5 most suspenseful NBA game season enders. 5. 2013 NBA Finals Game 6, Miami Heat vs. San Antonio Spurs. The Miami Heat, led by LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, would return to the NBA Finals in 2013, attempting to become just the 6th team in NBA history to win back-to-back championships. The Big Three beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 5 games the year before, earning James his first championship and the team its second. However, late in Game 6 of the 2013 playoffs, it seemed that the team would not be able to repeat as champions. The Spurs led Miami by 3 games and were up 10 points in the fourth quarter, 75-65. With just 2 minutes left, LeBron fueled a 20-7 Heat surge, giving his team a 3-point lead. Miami's lead was just temporary. San Antonio led 94-89 with 28 seconds left after LeBron James' turnover and a Manu Ginobili free throw. The Heat's conditions seemed so dire that NBA officials started roping off the court and preparing the championship trophy for the ceremony. The Heat had one more chance to tie the game after some shot possessions, down just 3 points. LeBron came down to take the game's final shot, but his jumper was off the mark. For the rebound, the ball caneered off the hoop and found Chris Bosh in the lane. He easily diverted the ball to Ray Allen, who was backpedaling his way towards the corner. The seasoned marksman caught the pass, tested his toes to make sure they were behind the 3-point line, and then let loose a Ray Allen rainbow from the corner. He swished the game-tying shot to send the game to extra time. Miami battled back in overtime to win 103-100 and force a 7th game. Number 4. Chicago Bulls vs. Utah Jazz, Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan's iconic flu game from Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals will live on forever in basketball history. On the morning of the competition at 2 a.m., MJ called his trainer to say he was trapped in a fetal position, drenched in sweat, and could barely get out of bed. Doctors diagnosed Chicago's superstar with food poisoning, most likely from a pizza he consumed while on the road in Utah for Game 5. The team's trainers didn't think he'd be able to perform in any way. This was particularly bad news for the Bulls, who had just lost their previous 2 games to tie the series at 2-2. Jordan slept for a day before teleporting to the arena on Wednesday night, shortly before tip-off. He was, however, still very sick and had a fever. MJ was sick at the start of the match, but he steadily caught up as the action progressed. With Michael regulated to the bench, Utah led for the majority of the game, including an 8-point lead in the third. Jordan's heroics once again took over in the fourth quarter. With 46 seconds left in the quarter, he scored 15 points to cut the deficit to a single point. With 25 seconds remaining in the game, MJ hit a huge 3-pointer to give Chicago the 88-85 lead. After exchanging baskets, the Bulls held on for the victory, with Jordan collapsing into Scottie Pippen's arms at the final horn, making one of the NBA's most iconic images. Number 3. Game 7 of the NBA Finals pits the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors were a complete juggernaut in 2016. Steve Kerr's team became an invincible machine of off-ball motion and 3-point shooting after winning the championship in 2015. They had the best win-loss record in franchise history, with 73 wins and just 9 defeats during the regular season. Also, as half of the league's highest-scoring frontcourt duo with fellow Splash brother Klay Thompson, Steve Curry was voted NBA's most valuable player. The defending championships played the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2016 NBA playoffs, a rematch from the previous season. The Cavs, on the other hand, had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love safe and accessible this time. Before Cleveland clawed back consecutive wins to force a Game 7, the Warriors created a 3-1 series lead. This was a remarkable achievement, as the Warriors had never lost 2 games in a row. The championship game was held at Oracle Arena in Oakland. Golden State led by 7 points at halftime, but the Cavaliers erupted in the second half. LeBron's team outscored the 73-win franchise 51-40 in the final 2 quarters of the 2016 season. The most critical aspect was Cleveland's tight defense, which was demonstrated by James's excellent chase-down block on Andre Iguodala. Kyrie Irving's deep three-pointer over Steve Curry, which gave his team a 92-89 lead with less than a minute left on the clock, was probably the most stunning shot of the night. Following that, Kevin Love defended Curry beautifully on the perimeter after being moved onto the superstar guard, causing a miss. Cleveland held on to win the series, capping off a huge revival and giving King James his most illustrious championship. Number 2. Game 5 of the NBA Finals pits the Phoenix Suns against the Boston Celtics. The 1976 NBA Finals Game 5 is generally known as the greatest game ever played, so it had to make this list. The game between the Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics went to 3 overtimes before a winner was declared, and there were some highly contentious officiating decisions. Weak refereeing and missed calls nearly caused a riot in the stadium, but the Celtics came out on top, taking a 3-2 lead in the series. The first incident happened in the fourth quarter when Boston's Paul Silas decided to call a timeout even though his team was out. This should have resulted in a technical free throw for the Suns. Instead, as the clock ran out, the score remained tied, forcing overtime. As John Havlicek sunk a jump shot at the buzzer, the refs once again saved the Celtics. Havlicek had already dribbled the ball and pump-faked a defender when the timekeeper started the clock. The game went into another overtime session. As time expired, Boston hit a jumper, giving them a 1-point advantage. The crowd rushed to the court to celebrate, but there were only 2 seconds left in the game. The Suns called for a timeout they didn't need to get from under their basket, giving the Celtics a technical shot and a 2-point lead. From half court, Phoenix's Gar Hurd inbounded the ball and passed it to Curtis Perry, who sunk the game-tying jumper. The Suns cut the deficit to 2 at the end of the third overtime session, but were unable to force a fourth, enabling the Celtics to escape with a dramatic Game 5 victory and the series lead. Number 1. Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals pits the Miami Heat against the Boston Celtics. Games can be fun for several reasons. Normally, they're fiercely fought back-and-forth fights, but the historical importance of the moment can also overshadow the rivalry. In 2012, LeBron James had yet to win his first championship, with some of his biggest losses coming out of the hands of the veteran Boston Celtics, led by Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. When the Celtics took Game 5 on the road in Miami, the media once again focused on James's failure to win it all. Few expected the series to return to Cleveland after Game 6 was played on the Celtics' home court. The LeBron James who took the court for the first time at tip-off was unlike anything the world had ever seen before. His expression remained unchanged, he lacked emotion and was a cold-blooded murderer from the start. King James was relentless, crushing the Celtics with 45 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists en route to a 98-79 thrashing. The Heat forced a Game 7 in Miami where the Big Three once again defeated their Boston counterparts, sending them to the NBA Finals. So, these were the 5 most suspenseful NBA game season enders. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the Sports Stash and be a part of the channel. Thanks for watching the video.